Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Hopkins County Fire Station number 20 and volunteer fire departments from Dike, Saltillo, Brinker, and Picton Pine Forest responded to a fire in a heavily wooded and pasture area off County Road 2336 Thursday night around 7 p.m. The Forest Service was dispatched, but those responding were able to control the fire and called off the Forest Service. The smell of smoke permeated the air for miles around, even into the city of Sulphur Springs. According to Fire Chief Andy Inslee, the cause of the fire is undetermined at this time. However, he does advise that if county residents do desire to burn anything, they use extreme caution. The risk of wildfire is high at this time due to dry conditions and high winds, along with warm temperatures. Traffic at Celebration Plaza was backed up Friday morning as Hopkins County investigators and deputies initiated a traffic stop in front of Alliance Bank between City National Bank and the county courthouse. The traffic stop and court activities in the courthouse caused a more than usual traffic flow prior to 9 a.m. The two traffic lanes were closed and traffic was diverted to an alternate route as city crews assisted in directing the traffic. In the traffic stop, a male and female were handcuffed and were being interviewed separately during the stop. Investigator Wade Sheets initiated the traffic stop and soon called for additional backup as he observed classic signs of criminal activity in the actions of the two occupants of the vehicle. Sheets and others observed contraband in plain sight in the vehicle. A search of the vehicle produced an amount of marijuana, digital scales, and 65 grams of methamphetamine in a safe in the trunk of the vehicle. Sarah Moses and John Hearn Jr. were arrested at the scene and transported to Hopkins County Jail. Moses and Hearn are in Hopkins County Jail charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 200 grams. Moses and Hearn were on their way to Hopkins County Courthouse to child custody court. A small number of area citizens participated in the National Weather Service Skywarn training at Sulphur Springs City Hall Council Chambers Thursday night. Mark Fox, meteorologist with the National Weather Service, presented various photos and videos depicting types of cloud formations and severity of storms. Fox stated that without instruments, most people misjudge the speed of wind. He stated there are various ways to judge wind speed without instruments. As whole trees are in motion and there's some resistance to walking, wind speeds are approximately 32 to 38 miles per hour. If twigs and branches with a diameter of 1 inch to 3 inches are broken off trees, the wind speed is 39 to 46 miles per hour. Wind speeds of 47 to 54 miles per hour blow off chimney covers and roof tiles. Roof damage begins to occur and small trees are blown over are uprooted with winds between 55 and 63 miles per hour. Widespread damage occurs and large trees are uprooted and blown over with 64 to 75 mile per hour winds, and severe and extensive damage occurs when wind speeds are 75 to 112 miles per hour. At that wind speed, RVs and small mobile homes overturn, moving cars are pushed off the road, and windows are broken. He stated that the largest hailstones in Texas have been measured around 6 inches in diameter. He urges those who are curious to wait until the hail stops before seeking to measure hailstones. No matter the size, he stated the speed of the stone falling was the concern. He stated that a quarter-size hailstone is like being hit by a Yu Darvish pitch. Fox also presented examples of various cloud formations and tested those attending regarding their ability to recognize formation and the strength of the storm based on that formation. As tornadoes develop, wind blows toward the wall cloud. Fox pointed out that if you feel the wind at your back while observing the storm cloud, you may know that the potential for a possible tornado is present and that the cloud is moving toward you. He taught that to wait at least 30 minutes before going outside following the last lightning strike. He said lightning is known to strike 30 miles from a thunderstorm. Those in attendance received a basic storm watcher certificate.
Farm Bureau Representative Don Smith is a farmer and rancher, but he's also extra busy this month with two more events, Farm Bureau's Food Connection Week and the NETLA Show and Sale. Now you have an opportunity to earn a gift card for groceries on KSST next week. Let's find out how.
We started this several years ago. Texas Farm Bureau did, and it's a national effort all over. We used to celebrate, and we still celebrate, the fact that usually by this time of the year, most Americans have already earned enough money to be able to pay their food bill for the entire year, where it takes until about the 1st of May to be able to just pay your taxes. So we have a lot to thank people for the amount of food and fiber that we have in this country, and it's because of people involved in agriculture that we have that.
Absolutely so. And you mark this special year, a special time of the year, with, and we're blessed here at KSST to be one of the outlets that you use to kind of give back to the people.
That's right. This year, and we've been doing this for several years. Next week, we're going to have kind of some trivia questions that people can call in and answer to win a $25 gift card from Brookshire's food store. And we like to do that. They come by and pick them up. We get one per family, and we enjoy talking to the people. We get a chance to tell them about what agriculture is about and what we do. And that's what we're doing now, Nola, is we're trying to make the connect between farmers and ranchers that are out there producing food and fiber and the general public, to let them know, let other people know just how hard farmers and ranchers work to be able to provide food and fiber, and really now even fuel for the people in this country and around the world.
Well, we've brought this out before. We are so very fortunate here, and we take it for granted that anytime we go to the store, the shelves are going to be fully stocked with most anything we want.
That's right, Enola. There's a lot of places in the world where the shelves aren't stocked every day. There's places, even as close as Mexico, that I know, I've been there, that by 11, 12 o'clock in the morning, all the milk will be gone for that day. There won't be milk. So we are very fortunate in this country that we do have an abundant, safe, and economical supply of food for everyone.
And I guess a lot of us think of farmers as people who have great, huge tracts of land and big equipment and machinery that they use, but more and more so growing in our state is the smaller farmer or the smaller producer.
That's right, Enola. It is growing, and of course those big farms have their place. They produce an awful lot of food, fiber, and fuel, but a lot of people are going, I won't say back to, but they're marketing their products through farmers markets in the city. Here in our area, people here take things to Dallas. We have our own farmers market here, usually I think from about the 1st of April through October, or sometime in October. And they can sell things on the square, but a lot has been done that. There's a lot of other venues now too, also, Enola, where people are having folks that want fresh food. They subscribe to a program where they'll deliver the food to their door once a week. And you say, hey, I want fresh potatoes, and I want fresh cucumbers and tomatoes, whatever. They plan their menu, and they also invest in the farm where these people are doing this.
Okay.
So they have some skin in the game. If the thing doesn't work, or the drought hits, or we have a hailstorm or whatever, then they may not have their food for this week. They'd have to go buy it at a grocery store. So they do have some skin in the game, and it helps the farmer too. It helps him finance that operation.
I think I've heard it said that the farmer was the very first gambler.
That's probably so. When you're betting on the weather, and you're betting on the insects, and everything, the farmer is a gambler, but he's willing to do that. He lays it out every day to be out there to produce food, fiber, and fuel for the American people that's safe and abundant and economical.
And it provides a way of life that's what they're seeking. And it's gratifying to them. It's hard work, and sometimes the chips are down, but it's a gratifying kind of work.
That's right. And when you think of the magnitude of agriculture in this country, it just almost boggles your mind to think about the amount of food that is produced out there, and how economical it's become. It's just something to really be thankful for, because many places in the world just don't have that.
Well, you're going to be hearing from Don Smith through next week and some messages that we will record to let people know about Food Connection Week and a little bit more with those giveaways that we'll do with the food cards. But at the same time, you're also involved in NETLA.
That's right, Nola, and we really have another program next week that we need to talk about just a little bit, and that's that we're going to sponsor the dinner bell. The meal next week will be sponsored and served by the Hopkins-Raines County Farm Bureau directors, and we're going to be there. We're very thankful for those people and what they do for folks every week to provide a meal. And it's a great program. We did it last year on their anniversary. I think that's about their anniversary this year.
Okay.
And so we'll be there to do that, and that's going to be part of Food Connection Week besides the giveaway from here on KSST. But yes, we are involved in something else. We're involved in the NETLA show. We'll have a big part in that. We have a buyer's luncheon on Thursday the 23rd, and then we'll be there for the sale. We feel like this is an awful good program. That sale has really grown over the years. It's gone from a little over $100,000 to well over $300,000, and this year we could even top that. So it's a great program. The kids enjoy it, and I understand that there's over 300 entries this year. So I think this is probably the biggest show we've had, and it's a great opportunity for the kids in the county to have a project to learn about responsibility and how to take care of them, and then be rewarded for it. So we're looking forward to that.
Well, let me invite you to come back again during the run of NETLA, and maybe a student or two might be able to come with you a little bit later this month. The NETLA show, Northeast Texas Livestock Association, puts on the Hopkins County Junior Market Livestock Show. Is that correct?
That's right.
And it runs February 23rd, 24th, and 25th, but the big sale of champions, of course, is on the final day, the 25th.
That's right. I think it starts about 1 o'clock.
Okay, so be part of that. Spectators are free. Meet those kids, see their animals, and you can do some added money. If you can't be a big-time buyer, you can do added money.
That's right. If you've got somebody in the show that you really want to appreciate, well, add something to what their project brings, because not all the kids make the show or make the sale. But probably over 120 or 30 of them will make the sale, and they're most appreciative of anything you can do. That's one of the things we like to do.
Okay. Thank you, Don Smith, for coming in about our Food Connection Week next week, and also NETLA. And we will see you all around this month.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Enola. We appreciate you and KSST Radio.
We actually have an additional news story for you. Sulphur Springs High School Band Director Charles McCauley reports that 25 band members earned First Division ratings last Friday at a regional solo and ensemble contest at Texas A&M Commerce. 19 students earned their First Division on a Class 1 solo, the most difficult level. They are Sarah Anderson, Celeste Leeds La Liberté, Carissa Carter, Kate Flores, J.C. Glenn, Maddie Ray, Braden Fisher, Owen Lee, Seth Womack, Riley Farley, Nathan Brady, Christian Corona, Peyton Baugh, Emily Johnson, Zach Phillips, Lucia Yanez, Mason Gillum, Blaine Mitchell, and Sam Robinson. Earning First Division on Class 2 solos were Elizabeth Lopez, Alondra Santillan, Alice Lopez, Cassidy Hill, Adam Ost, and Andrew Westland. 8 students also made First Division on ensembles. They are the clarinet trio of Kate Flores, Elizabeth Vega, and Alondra Santillan, and the brass quintet of Christian Corona, Christian Diaz de Leon, Zach Phillips, Nathan Brady, and also Isaac Lamb. 11 students qualified for the state solo and ensemble contest in May. They are soloist Celeste Leeds La Liberté, Carissa Carter, Blaine Mitchell, and Sam Robinson, and ensemble members Christian Corona, Christian Diaz de Leon, Zach Phillips, Isaac Lamb, Nathan Brady, Kate Flores, Elizabeth Vega, and Alondra Santillan.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.
as we do in this annual recognition, it's just for nice people. And there's really not a lot of criteria, just those who are busy doing something good for others. And it could be, just within the family unit. It could be a teacher who does good things for her kids and goes above and beyond. The nice neighbor down the street, or just about anyone that you could name. If it's kind of non-job related and above and beyond their usual duties, why, we love to award people with candy, and we get a company that wants to spring for the candy, which this year is Walgreens. Again, this year is Walgreens. So Whitman's sampler boxes of chocolates, and delicious and beautiful. Okay, let's read some letters, and then we'll get to our two winners today. Nominated is Vicki Pickle. Vicki Pickle works at Grocery Supply. You may know her. The letter reads, "We have a very special lady at Grocery Supply that is always willing to help everyone. She helps with selling raffle tickets, bake sales, and all kinds of fundraisers. She is one of a kind, and we love her." And Linda Vaughn writes this letter of nomination about Vicki Pickle. Here's one from a husband about a wife. He writes, "Nita Merrill works at Alliance Bank, the Southtown branch drive-in facility. Nita is a very sweet person. She is a great sister." He wrote about his sister. "And I know that she will help anyone who tries to help themselves. Nita does good for individuals, neighbors, and others in sickness or in need, or really for any reason. She helped take care of their parents when they were ill. She does too many kind and thoughtful things to be mentioned here, but she deserves to be recognized." And so this is a nomination for Nita Merrill from her brother, Gerald Gooding. And we thank you very much for sending that one in. Here's another one about a lady, Carrie Lane. Carrie Lane has been nominated. Here's the way the letter reads. "She's one of the sweetest and most sincere gals I know. She always has a smile and is a delight to be around. She works at Douglas Elementary with special needs students and daily has a sweet disposition for them. Carrie is great fun to be around, always has a quick response and funny things to share, and she makes people around her happy. We've spent a lot of time together over the last few years, and I've seen how Carrie is generous with her time and has volunteered to help others in need. She has jumped in to help me with big projects just because she likes to help others. So I'm glad to call her my friend and neighbor, and believe she's a great candidate for the KSST Nice People Awards." And Julie Woolley wrote that letter about Carrie Lane. And again, all the letters that we read, if they don't win on any particular day, they can be brought back as winners before this program is over on Tuesday, the 14th. That's the last day of our Nice People Awards. It's Valentine's Day. And so now we're going to get to our winners. Here's a couple. I'm going to tell you what they do first and then tell you who they are. Tina Cox wrote the letter, and she says, "As a couple, these two are caring to the community when people are in need, like giving a helping hand, helping out in fundraisers. They give smiles to anyone, and that is simple encouragement, but important. And they are just about everything that Hopkins County stands for. Recently, we lost our house in a fire," so writes Ms. Cox. "This couple was there. The wife made sure that I had uniforms for work, as I work in the medical industry. Made sure my husband had clothing too to get to work, our little granddaughter whom we are raising. And then they put on a barbecue brisket fundraiser for us for expenses when we lost our house in the fire. And physically, spiritually, monetarily, they were there for us, and that's why I nominate them as nice people." And so the name is Linda and Andy Crouch. You may know Linda and Andy Crouch. Well, they win the candy today. One box of candy from Walgreens, which we have here at KSST. And if Tina Cox could come by as the one who nominated them and pick up that candy and present it to them, that would be good with us. Let's get to our second winner and box of candy today. And this is about Joyce Nixon of Winsboro. This is written by Roger and Joey Reed. "Joey and I nominate Joyce Nixon of Winsboro, Texas for being such a sweet lady. She and her granddaughters do a lot for the community in the entertainment industry. They do a tremendous amount of volunteer work in entertainment. Whether it be a nursing facility or a fundraiser, this family knows how to put on a show and put a smile on a lonely person's face. Just about 5 months ago, Joyce lost her husband of 40-plus years. Joyce and Kenneth Nixon had been raising their grandchildren for about 15 years. Actually, their great-grandchildren. Hannah is the oldest. She and her sister Haley are in band, drill team, and sports at Winsboro ISD. They're also musicians and songwriters and perform all over Northeast Texas as the Scatterproof Band. They're planning a summer tour into Central and West Texas a little later. But about 10 years ago, their very first public appearance was on the stage of the Riley Springs Jamboree when they were quite young. Now their little brother Christopher is also an entertainer as an Elvis tribute artist. But Joyce and Kenneth have driven these kids every mile, playing hundreds of engagements, benefits, outdoor festivals, concerts, and more, devoting weekends and evenings to their budding careers while keeping up with their homework, games, and school events. Joyce has always gone full steam at whatever she does and still gives 100% each day. She's like that Energizer bunny. We don't see how she still does it all at her age, but she does, as these great-grandchildren have known her as a mom all their lives. And even though the recent loss of her husband and life partner, and through other loss and grief that she's experienced as a mother, she has never thought about giving up or isolating herself. The kids' school and music careers today are just too important for that. If she feels a down day coming on, she just pulls herself up, counts her blessings, and finds something to do for somebody else. Joyce Nixon continues to face each busy day with a positive spirit and grateful heart full of love for her family and wide circle of friends. We think she deserves recognition for using her energies to help shape the lives of these young people under her care and touching the lives of others like me and my wife along the way. That written by Roger and Joey Reed about Joyce Nixon of Winsboro. And so she's going to get a box of candy. And if Roger or Joey could stop by the studio and pick up the candy and present that to Joyce, that would be just dandy with us. So how can you get a nomination to get in on the next 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, of the Nice People Awards? Why, write it out and bring it to the radio station if you can, or drop it in the box out on the front door, or email at ksst1230@gmail.com.